for now, we can get into some pre-match stuff for Ancoboy and kW1st. So if we want to show the bracket for a second, I want to see more about how these two runners actually got to where they are, because this is our second to last game of the tournament. This is both of these runners' last games in the tournament themselves, playing not only for $500. If they win the third place match, they also get a profile trophy, arguably worth more than $500. Maybe the resale market for that will be crazy in the future. Who knows? But looking at the storylines, kW1st taking out Ral and Dewo to get here. Ancoboy taking out Rannick and Automat. Two big stories, and then unfortunately falling in the semifinals to Loki and Silver. I mean, if you're going to lose to two people, might as well lose to the people that might win the whole thing, right? Like, getting to the third place match is a very, very big feat in and of itself. 12 other people under them couldn't make it that far, including the people that they beat. So, Nerdy, what are your thoughts on this match? What do you think, or how should I phrase this? Who do you think is going to win? And more importantly, since you have some very nice insight on this, what do you think is the mental state of the runners? Do you think kW1st playing first versus Ancoboy playing second, Ancoboy having to play back-to-back, stuff like that? What do you think that ties into how these runners are going to perform in this third place match?
Yeah, I think it's very interesting. So statistically speaking, based on what we've seen and just overall gameplay skill-wise, I would say Ancoboy is the favorite. I think Ancoboy, we saw just get a sub 8 in the last match. We saw Ancoboy he's just been on fire in a lot of these matches and just a very, very good player. However, kW1st lost his match a few hours ago. He's had more time to calm down, to relax, take a breather, and refocus, whereas Ancoboy just lost a devastating loss against Silver. So I think the question is, can Ancoboy recover quickly? If he can, then I think he can win this game for sure. If he stumbles and this match, the first round goes badly, and then it just keeps going, and you keep getting more upset and more upset, right? Like, it's not like there's just not a lot of break there. It's just unfortunate, really. And so for that reason, I personally think it's kind of hard to predict. I do think Ancoboy is going to win. I really do. But if he can't recover mentally and he starts taking some deaths and stuff like that, I mean, we've seen kW1st be a very, very strong player as well.
Yes.
My prediction?
Sorry,
I'm going to say 3-0 Ancoboy, though. I'm going to say
wow, a quick 3-0.
I think he recovers.
That's bold. 3 in a row. I mean, part of me thinks that kW1st being the underdog, having the underdog story, and then losing to Loki, the rank 1 player, seed 1, maybe the nerves are like off in some sense because of that. Like, you had your underdog ride, you did the best you could, you lost to the demon. Now you can just chill. Maybe you play more loose, maybe you play more aggressive, maybe, I don't know. I mean, there's still money on the line. There's still a third place versus a fourth place finish on the line, podium placement, and you're going up against Ancoboy, someone who, if you've been watching the tournament, has been extremely scary and gave Silver a very good run for his money in the semifinals match that we watched just before this. So I'm not sure how that's going to play out compared to Ancoboy's mental, where you crush your round of 16, crush your round of 8, you watch Automat 2-0 Oxidiate, another favorite to potentially win the tournament, and then 3-0 Automat. Like, Automat being a league above Oxy with a 2-0, and then you're a league above Automat with a 3-0, and then you just hit the brick wall that is Silver runs, and a 3-1 loss. I mean, you play maybe the best Minecraft seed you've ever played in your entire life. In the room portal, 733, and it just doesn't matter because Silver is able to claw back the rest next 1, 2, 3 seeds in a row, and then you're out. And now you're in the third place. And like you said, you have no time to just sit there and think and practice. Like, you just have to play again. It's still so fresh in your mind that, is that going to matter? And I think you're right. I think if Ancoboy can shake off his, maybe disappointment, maybe some nerves. I don't know. I don't know if these players are going to be nervous for this match. Obviously, they just lost out on $1,500, but there's still $500 to play for and pride, success, all that stuff. So I don't know. I think we might have our seed pick bands to go check out for a bit here, Nerdy. What do you think about these seed pick bands for our best of three match or
Well,
third place match? Sorry.
we've seen the shipwreck ban from Ancoboy. I don't think that's necessarily surprising. And we've seen the buried treasure ban from Quist. I don't think that's necessarily surprising as well. Um, Maybe just a little intimidated by Ancoboy on the buried treasure. But at the same time, I feel like his best performance was on Rune Portal, so I wouldn't have been surprised. I was expecting to see a Rune Portal ban or something like
Reportal
that.
banned from a quiz potentially after, especially like watching
Yeah.
that 734. Like, yeah,
Like
I don't know.
you wanna prevent the super fast, but I guess doing the buried treasure is similar because those are still equally very very linear, very very fast seeds. So I guess that makes sense. Um, yeah. So that being said, we have a Rune Portal to play. I'm excited to watch this. I think hopefully Anko Boy can take his momentum from the first Rune Portal seed that he played and kind of harness that. But we'll have to see.
Yeah, I mean, this could really go either way. I mean, surely it won't be faster than the last round portal seed, but we're ready to get into our match, ready to get into our first seed of our third place match, second to last match of the day of the tournament of the season, and we are ready to go. Apologies in advance for Quist's internet connection. The internet provider demons are on full force today, so we're going to do the best we can, but it might be scuffed. So there's only
Yeah.
so much we can do.
Apparently, it's according to Quist, he's been just really struggling with that, and so nothing we can do. We'll have to just work with what we got here. At least Ankle Boy is gonna be nice and smooth for you. So yeah,
True. And what Kirby said in chat is ranked is still playable, even on a bad internet connection. So shout outs to the net code behind that makes
true.
it all possible. So it is unfortunate that the internet happens, but I can personally relate to random internet issues for streams. So sometimes there's not much you can do. And as much as it is frustrating for us, I know for a fact it is more frustrating for him being on the side of the internet issues. So nothing we can do. We'll hope it gets better. And if it doesn't get better, we can at least watch Ankle Boy and get some pace updates from Quist as we get the frames rolling in. What can
we
you do?
we we're just going to the next slideshow frame. Yeah.
Was a fast room portal overworld though. 6 pork chop from Ankle Boy and 4 mutton from Quist. So I don't know if he has more food. I mean, his hot bar isn't even full, so I don't think so. So better food situation from Ankle Boy and faster towards this bastion is a treasure, and they both saw the fort to the right. So not as fast as our last room portal seed. They did not spawn on top of a housing, but treasure is still fast, and it is still sub 2 bastion. So this has very big potential to be a sub 10 completion if these runners can play the seed optimally. But it all depends on RNG. On the trades, we saw the last treasure seed have 0 string until they back up gold blocks. So potentially very interesting depending on how the trades go. But Quist actually doing a little bit of a lower treasure adventure just for some terrain, isn't going to commit down there. Definitely the right play. And Ancoboy has to deal with a zombie piglin. I've been messing with some stuff about this recently. If there's a zombie piglin here specifically in treasure, I kind of mess with just killing it. It's really weird, and I think it might only be good in AA because you have like so much food that if you get like hit a couple times, it doesn't matter. But if there's a guy guarding the hole like that, I think it's kind of cool if you just deck him. I don't think it was right in this situation, but because there's other zombie piglins around, but it is interesting because the zombie piglins will just scare the piglins. They won't get in the hole. Very hard to deal with.
Feinberg, of course, now advocating for murder on this stream. So
Dirty, you kill
that's
blazes in every run and the dragon. I don't think adding a zombie piglin is really going to matter much.
I don't know, guys. I'm not condoning Feinberg's words here. Okay, I'm not. I'm a part of the stream, but all right, leave me out of this. All right, guys.
I think I did not say murder. I think we are pacifying the zombie piglin because they always come back, especially when there's always more.
True.
They respawn. It's literally a Minecraft mechanic. The hostile mobs respawn. So
True. Yeah, that's true.
maybe it just puts them back in the spawn cycle. I don't know. Anyways, Ancoboy looking to potentially leave this bastion very quick. Only 14 obsidian, and I really don't think he's going to get 6 from trades here. So might just pearl and have to play home portal, but we'll see how these trades keep going. 5 beds, 4, 3, no, maybe 2 anchors actually. I thought he had a stack of glowstone, but only 43. So definitely zeroable, but is going to have to launch a pearling to home portal, which I think we're going to see right now. Going to pearl left and launch a pearling to the home portal. So that first pearl is going to land. Very nice spacing from Ancoboy, and he's going to have that pearl completely hung. So once he gets 7 rods, he'll be able to use his home portal. And it's nice. It's a room portal. It's not a magma ravine. You'll be able to come back right on surface. It's sometimes very annoying when you are in magma ravines to have to go back all the way up to the surface to throw your eyes, swim around, pick them up, go back down. But surface room portal. What do you mean hung? Pearl hang, pearl hung, pearl hanged? Is it hanged or hung? I think they both work. Any English lore masters? Chat is being a little sus. Anyways, see what kW1st is up to here. Looking at the inventory view, he's got 18 obsidian, and it looks like he's going for backups. So is potentially playing 20 obby and could give himself some catch-up potential. Not mustard potential, but catch-up potential in this fort.
Oh, that was funny.
In the rest of the seed. Thanks. I'd redeem myself. Good one. Thanks. Also, chat, I don't really get the plus stuff, but that's okay. We can.
Yeah, we're out of the joke. We already gone over this, Feinberg. We don't get the joke. We're out of the loop.
That's okay. kW1st is approaching the fort, and he has 19 obsidian. Wow, that is unfortunate. So, gonna be a pearl hang to home portal. Are they all on Megalolink because someone's playing? I don't even know where the audio is coming from.
Ah. Commentators are clueless. Yeah.
That's okay.
Oh well.
But Ancoboy, I think because kW1st didn't get 20 obsidian, he only has 19. And I guess you could get some from outside fort chests, but it's not something you play for. You know what I mean? Like it just you don't play for that. Outside fort chest obby. I think it's a 1 in 8 or something, 1 in 10 out of every fort chest. So kW1st is also gonna home portal. I think he has a pearl hung already, but it's honestly hard to tell what's going on. They both have 0 materials, but I think Ancoboy is just a solid minute and a half ahead. Due to just being faster. The 20 obby force didn't work out for kW1st, and that might just be enough to give Ancoboy a 1-0 lead if he can play the rest of the seed perfectly.
Yep. I mean, it just was sort of a bit unlucky there, I guess, not getting that 20th, but at the end of the day, what are you going to do?
Yeah, for sure.
You got to just play the seed. We got to play with what you're given, you know? And here we go, Ancoboy now going back to the home portal.
Yep.
See this,
Gonna
hopefully.
put him right back on this room portal here. And has 7 rods, so can just leave these eyes as well. Especially when you have the pearls to throw, it is technically faster to just not pick them up. And the first one broke, so nice that he got 7 rods. No Ninja Brain bot on screen, so we can't tell. I wonder if kW1st is... I think he has a pearling to home portal, but he could decide to just blind if he knows he's behind. Because you know that you tried to force 20 and it didn't work. And you know you're entering the fort like a minute and a half slower because of the advancement, like information stuff, right? But it looks like no, he does have a pearling to home portal, so not going to blind travel, which does make sense. But Ancoboy is so far ahead, he's already heading to second portal cords, which is ironically right back near the spawner. So it probably wouldn't have even been awful for kW1st to blind. Looks very close to very close to where the fort actually was. So the blind, ironically, could have been better in this situation, but it is just too risky to go for under normal circumstances, much less tournament circumstances. As Ancoboy heads for a second portal, potential sub 10 pace with instant nav and a nice 0. Nice preemptive spike there on the left, back left corner. I think he heard Silverfish. Wow, nice nav there. Awareness of the Silverfish and could potentially see a sub 10.
Yeah, I mean, this is great stuff here. I mean, Ancoboy just ripping the Ruined Portal seeds today. Like I said, I don't know. I think banning a Ruined Portal would have maybe made more sense. But hey, at the end of the day, I think this is like a really this is a really good sign for Ancoboy. I think overall, not
Yeah.
only is he looking to win this seed, but the more important thing for me is there's sort of a risk that what if he is too upset about the last match? What if he's tilted? Whatever. This is just good play. So I'm no longer worried about that. And honestly, I'm feeling even more confident about my 3-0
In the
prediction.
3-0, potentially, yeah. So Ancoboy wasn't able to 0. It was T103, very hard 0, but he is starting the half bow super early, so I think could potentially just be over regardless of what Quist does. He still has at least a minute 20 to build his second portal, instant nav, and hit the 0 if he even hits T103, which is a very hard tower to do front setup on, or top setup, I should say. And Ancoboy could just get a perch, and it looks like there
It
is the snap, and he has a whole load of explosives here. Not going to be worried about that at all.
And this is looking very good for Ancoboy.
Oh! And Enderman pushed him. It's still fine. With the axe hits and the bat on the ground, it's still fine. And Enderman pushed him, though. He is silly. 6 axe hits. Should know that 6 axe hits makes the dragon fly. He needed to do 5 axe hits and then bed the dragon on the ground, and he had more than enough damage, but unfortunately he decided to channel some inner silliness there and now is forced to get another perch. I wonder, Nerdy, he has 1 bed, he has 2 anchors. Do you even shoot all the crystals, or do you just hope that you get another perch before it fully heals? Does he have more than 1 bed? He only has 1 bed, so he has only 3 explosives. But do you think, like, the dragon would have to almost fully heal, and now you've wasted so much time missing all these insta-perch chances because you've been shooting crystals. 3, fireball, fireball, fireball. Quist could get the perch and just win the seed.
Oh my god, speaking of which,
That's the perch. It is!
Quist gets the perch! Oh my god!
He doesn't have obby set up. I think it's fine.
I think he sets...
It's very hard to tell, but...
Is he okay?
Yeah, he should be fine. And he gets it. Oh my god, and Ancoboy's one cycling as he wins. Ancoboy's dragon's going to be dead before the game's over. Oh, barely. Wow.
Oh, that's not good. Not only... Okay.
So there goes your mental... There goes the mental for Ancoboy.
My prediction is wrong, and I stand by that, but I'll take the L. But what I was gonna say is not only is that bad for my prediction, I think this is a very bad sign for Ancoboy. You just lost a silver. Very, very frustrating to have that happen. And then you're like kind of getting in the right direction, right? Like very clean play through and through. And then you mess up a 1 cycle. Not even a 0 cycle, a 1 cycle, right? I think that is going to be... Ooh, this could be good for Quist in multiple ways.
Yeah, I mean... Ancoboy ahead on every single split. I wonder where all that time came from, Bastion of Fortress. It was just Quist forcing that 20 obby and didn't get it. Which was literally a minute, but matched the rest of the pace, if you look at it, was actually basically completely even from Fortress to Stronghold enter and then Stronghold to end enter. So really the only difference in decision making, I mean, this was a lot closer than it looked actually looking at the splits. It's really nice that we can see these here. Even on the Bastion enter, even from the Fortress to the end enter, the only difference was the Bastion to Fortress play, forcing 20 obby, and it didn't work out. Ancoboy leaving fast on 10 obby, playing home portal. That was it. That was the one decision. But other than that, Quist and Ancoboy were playing basically the exact same Minecraft. And unfortunately, Ancoboy got the perch off the half bow because of his time save from the 10 obby play, but mess up the one cycle. The Enderman shoving him, I don't necessarily think is entirely his fault. I don't really know if there's much he could have done. Could have definitely still gotten the bet off, but it is just a very like unnatural, weird thing to happen. But the axe into bed play is just a game knowledge issue. Maybe he doesn't know about these 6 axe hits flight requirement thing, didn't know that it's only 5 or something like that. But it was a very the like recovery on the bad RNG was a skill issue, and it just depends on how you look at it, how you look at the mental going into seed 2, like knowing that you got extremely unlucky with that Enderman pushing you, but realizing that there's still more that you can play better, and it just, I mean, that's not going to happen again, right? I highly doubt that an Enderman is going to walk into his one cycle again. It's just like a freak accident, kind of, that
Right.
unfortunately snowballed into him losing the seed. So let's see here. We can go into our seed pick bands. For the second seed, Ancoboy gets a pick between Village and Desert Temple. High food or low food seed? High food seed, Nerdy Village. What do you think? Again, not an insane decision needed here, but what are your thoughts?
Yeah, I mean, let's see. He's picking this probably. I mean, what is your other option? Desert Temple. You lost to the Desert Temple against Silver. I think you lost Village too, but I don't know. I think Villages are just easier than Temples. You have a tilting match. You want like a seed that you're just I don't know, easy to play. Villages are always easy to play. You know, I think it makes sense.
Yeah, 100%. I'm just trying to think if there's anything else. I mean, again, there's some weird decision making. Maybe if you have to go into a seed 4 or 5, and obviously if Ancoboy wants to win, they're gonna have to play at least a seed 4 if he can win 3 in a row, like Silver did to him after Ancoboy won the first seed, and he won the next 3 to spoiler Ancoboy. But I think we're ready to get into game 2. Surely Anchorboy can bring it back. I mean, again, though, looking at the splits, it was just one decision that lost Quist all of the time. Everything else was very matched up in between every other split. It was just that 10 versus 20 obby decision that lost him a minute and a half. But it didn't end up losing him the seed because Anchorboy had an unfortunate incident in the end. But it's in the past. It's in the past for us. It has to be in the past for Ancoboy if he wants to play at his best in this next seed and bring the series back to 1-1. But Nerdy, your prediction is already over. It's not 3-0 Ancoboy.
It's disappointing. It's disappointing because just from the perspective that I feel like I'm always wrong. It's to the point where I should honestly just like predict something in my head and then say out loud something different, you know?
But
That's what
then
I
there's no proof that you could just say that whatever the actual thing was what you said in your head. Like you
well,
got
I'm
to own
saying
up.
it seems like my
It's okay.
intuitions are wrong, you know? It seems like my
It's okay to be
intuitions are
wrong.
wrong and I don't want to be wrong. So I'm just going to start, just making guesses based off a coin flip or something and hopefully that'll work.
Yes. Decent village routing from both players. Think they need to kill the golem. Yes. Have an iron sword here, so it's not awful, but need to find a lava pool to enter and figure out the food situation. Quist grabbing carrots, Anchorboy grabbing carrots as well. Pretty smart play. It does require use of gold, so it is sometimes not ideal, especially if you lose out on a potential pearl trade or string trade or fire res or whatever that you need. But it is a much better food source than bread or apples, so smart to at least grab it. And in the worst case, you can always just eat the carrots. They're still okay. It's not amazing, but it's still food. So again, if you're just tuning in, Ancoboy, or not Ancoboy, Quist is dealing with internet demons, so there's only so much we can do. So
We're getting
unfortunately,
the
just
info we
is what
need.
it is.
We're getting
Yes,
the info we need. We saw him win last match. That's all we need.
true. Looks like I think this was a bridge, but I didn't get a great view on the bastion, but very open terrain. And it does look like the pig face bastion. Gonna have to do some bridging to the bridge as well. Nice play on words there. Or should this be called treasure nerdy? Again, what do you think?
I mean, you know what I think. I think they're terrible names. They're awful names. Housing is okay. Stables is okay. The other two, treasure
If
and
you had to
bridge, no.
if you had to rename housing, what do you think you would rename housing to?
Housing's okay. I mean, I
Or
don't
if you've
know.
not thought about it, I don't want to put you on the spot.
It's like, mm, it's like apartments or maybe condo. I get of like Piglin condos. Some nice deals there that they're getting.
Condominiums.
Yeah. Um, dorms. Yeah, that's pretty good. They're just a nice little residence for the little piggies. Nice little residence.
It's
It's a
weird.
little bit messy.
I feel like a lot of Minecraft names are very old school. Like Woodland Mansion sounds very like fancy and old timey, like ancient city. Bastion Remnant, like they're fancy words. Like you need a fancy word, but like condominiums to me sounds too um modern. I don't know if that makes sense at all. I don't know how you would phrase it better. But it's a work in progress. We thought of it in a minute, and I think it took them years to make the Bastion.
Yeah, I mean, honestly,
Placing every block here hand by hand, the Pigments must have been working for generations to name
yeah.
it as well. So
I
I don't know.
personally, yeah, but stables I think is aptly named. I don't know. What else is there? Yeah, but anyways, these other two, it's like, you know, they spent all this time making them, like you said, but then they spent like 2 seconds naming them, or they like just went with the default names. That's
I
that's that's
don't know.
disgraceful. Like, point at
Anyways,
where the bridge is. Just tell me where the bridge is. There is no bridge. Sorry.
well, there is a
Okay.
bridge. It just doesn't connect anything to anything.
That's not a bridge. That's not a bridge. If it doesn't connect it, a bridge. Like when people say a bridge is burned, it means like, you cut off the bridge. It's no longer a bridge. It's not a bridge. It's just not a bridge. Tell me I'm wrong. I'm sorry.
A
Okay.
structure carrying a pathway or roadway over a depression or obstacle. That are way too many big words, man. Something resembling a bridge in form or function. Like, how is that a definition on a dictionary? How can you put that there? How can you use the word in the definition? The definition of bridge is something resembling a bridge. That makes no sense.
I think colloquially
I give up on the
things that
dictionary. I give up. I give up.
I don't know. But what's the lore also? Like, where's the bridge supposed to be going? Is it why they build it like that?
It's weird that the piglins get so mad when you do gold things, but they're also so attracted to it. Maybe they can't harvest the gold ingots from the gold blocks. Maybe that's the lore. And that's why they need the player to do the conversion. I don't know. That's why there's some maybe the bastions are them moving all the gold blocks from the rune portals into a secure, safe location for the player. What do you guys think? Anyways, sorry we're not talking much about the seed, because we're kind of watching 1.5 streams, and also there hasn't really been much insane decision making going on. Ancoboy is just slightly faster in the overworld and is thus slightly faster heading to the fortress. It's also very hard to tell the decisions Quist is making because we can't really see the micro, but I'm assuming he's heading towards the fort, and Ancoboy already has a blaze bedded spawner with 2 rods. So looking like Ancoboy in the lead for this seed, and I mean he was in the lead for last seed until literally the 1 cycle, and then he lost it. So potentially, I don't know if it's the worst choke or like the latest choke, because people have died after a successful 0. Priffin did die after a successful 0 in the round of 16, so I don't know which choke is worse, a 1 cycle choke or a 0 cycle dragon dead choke, but both very similar in their own rights and also very different in the situation that is required to get there. But Ancoboy is measuring eyes already with 3 rods. And I don't know if Quist is finding the fort or not. It's very hard to tell. It wasn't treasure, so Pyre should have just worked, but he's been fumbling around the nether for the last couple minutes, so I don't really know what's happening. If you're just tuning in, oh, he does see the fort though. Okay, that's good. So still in the seed, definitely not in a winning position, but it is not over. If he just keeps it close and Ancoboy makes a mistake, it is very possible that Quist can win the seed again. That's what happened last time. So, yeah. Nerdy, for the viewers that are just tuning in, explain to us what matches we have left in store for today, what match is going on right now, because I see a couple questions in the chat. Where are
Yeah.
we in the bracket?
Currently, we are doing the final 2 matches. So we have the losers of the semifinals battling it out for 3rd place here. And after that, we will have the grand finals, which is going to be a best of, is it 5 again or is it 7?
It's a best of 7. It's our only
Best
best
of
of
7.
7
That's what I
in the
thought.
entire tournament.
So we have a best of 7 starting in just a little bit after this match. So stay tuned for that. But of course, for now, these 2 players are playing for $500, a best of 5. So Quist is up 1-0, and it is just first to 3 will win $500 for getting 3rd place. And more importantly, in my opinion, will forever have the season 2 bronze medal on their ranked profile, which, by the way, don't forget, guys, you guys can play ranked and you could potentially be in the next one. So just saying, ranked is super based.
True. It is a very open qualifier. Everybody here either qualified just from being top 8 on the ranked leaderboard or top 100 and going through a qualifier. So literally anyone can play. There's no invite based on status or money or anything like that. We're not doing anything under the table like that you guys know of, at least, that we're going to make public. So anyways, looks like Ancoboy not on sub 10 pace, but on sub 11 pace. Back 0. Is it too tall? Is he going to go for it? Yes, he's not going to go for it. Yes, he's not going to go for it. I shouldn't have led with the word yes, but whatever. Gonna set it for the half bow. And Quist is catching up, but I mean, Ancoboy was in this situation last time and he choked it. So I really don't think the odds of messing up 2 1 cycles in a row is very high. But it is possible. It has probably happened before. So we're just going to hope that Ancoboy can clutch up with this 1 cycle and head to a 1-1 lead. 1-1 lead. Wow. Even up the series at 1-1.
The equalizer.
Yes, that's a very powerful word. Equalizer. You know what I mean, though.
I know what you mean. Yes, you
Like you
did
say
great.
it with like force, and it's like I don't know. It's like a bold font word in real life, like equalizer.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah,
a
I know
word
what you mean.
like a word like dog or cat, not bold font words. Equalizer, bold font word.
And he gets the
I don't know. I
perch.
don't know if I'm getting my point across, but yeah.
I think I know what you mean. I think I know what you mean. Let's see if the equalizer will occur in bold font here as he
Thank you.
gets his 5th
Gets the
best. Easy.
successful 1 cycle. It's gonna be 1-1 Ancoboy. Sorry, chat, for the abundance of waffling in the absence of a second watchable stream. It is just how it's gonna go. But Ancoboy, not sub 10 or not sub 11, barely. Very fast half bow push. I think only a minute 40 end split. Very nice for half bow. And that's going to give him seed number 2, which sends us to at least 4 seeds. So we're going to see potentially a repeat seed or a banned seed getting picked. Very, very interesting. What do you think about that match? Do you think Ancoboy bounced back well enough? I mean, obviously it's very hard to tell the pace of the other runner, but Ancoboy, I think, played very consistently. What are your thoughts, Nerdy, on how the series will continue to go?
Yeah, I mean, Ancoboy just played more consistently and just faster. I mean, we can see just looking at the splits. I mean, at the end of the day, I think the important thing is that Ancoboy seems to not be getting tilted, which is really impressive. Like, seriously, the fact that he's playing this well after the last match where he got kind of unlucky and then panicked a little bit, and then of course the silver match, the silver set of matches. I'm very impressed by this performance from Ancoboy, and I do think it's a good sign. I was worried that maybe we'd get some snowball effect behavior favoring Quist, but no, it looks like Ancoboy is not going to make it easy. So we will have to go into the next few matches.
Yeah, and I mean, I think a thing to look at with these splits too is Quist is just losing time to small decision-making mistakes that are amplified into huge time losses. Like entering the nether and actually getting to the bastion 2 seconds faster, but he was just fumbling around looking for the fort, 2 minute time loss. Similarly, in Seed 1, playing for 20 obby instead of 10, a minute and a half time loss. So I think if Quiz can iron out those small time losses, he can keep up the pace with Ancoboy and then potentially capitalize on some Ancoboy mistakes or use his own speed of play to potentially win Seed 3 and get himself back in the lead in this best of 5 third place match.
Fantastic stuff.
And I think here's our seed selection. Perfect. Desert Temple, again, the one seed type that we were missing. So it is guaranteed to be played. But when we get to our seed 4, then we can play any of the 5 seeds that we have in the bank, potentially see a repeat seed, potentially see an ocean seed being played, as both of the banned seeds were ocean spawn seeds, the only 2 ocean type seeds out of the 5 in the filter. I mean, Desert Temple low food could be interesting. Consistency play, not sure. Which runner? I mean, Ancoboy has seemed to be more consistent, but he did die in the low food temple seed against Silver, which ended up snowballing into him losing the match. So, not sure what the result is going to be. We're just going to have to watch and find out.
Let's see it.
Temple lava pool, nice dark oak. Going to have like stacks of logs. Very cool. This could be spicy. I don't see a village though. Sad for the AA enjoyers.
It's okay. It's okay.
The seeds are not hand picked. They are, well, they are in a sense. They're ran through the same exact ranked filter, so the runners will be used to kind of how the seeds play out. But they are manually checked to be playable in the sense that like nothing incredible is broken. But we don't have like play testers going through every seed multiple times and pointing out stuff. They're just what you would basically find on the ranked mod yourself. That's it.
Absolutely.
Which means if you want to play seeds like this, you can go in download the ranked mod and play them yourself in ranked or casual. And see if you can beat Ancoboy's 734 from earlier today. But I don't think you can because basically no one can. Because that run was incredible. And yes, again, if you're just joining us, Quist's internet is having issues. There's nothing we can do. We are just going to deal with it because that's all we can do.
It is indeed all we can do. But hey, I mean, I was thinking, would you rather have half the frames? I don't know. I don't know what's worse. Having half the frames spread apart or little bursts of good frames. I think bursts of good frames is probably worse, but I mean, at least we get moments of good
Yeah.
frame rate is what I'm trying to say. You
You
know?
get to like unwatchable quality of like it could be a smooth stream, but if it's like 80 pixels, then it's just on like you can't tell what's going on. Here
True.
you can tell what's going on, but like you miss stuff in the middle that just makes it very awkward to watch. So I don't know. I think consistent. I just don't know how bad like 10 frames per second is. Like I can't
Yeah,
visualize it in my head because just nothing operates that slow. And the only things that would operate that slow, like really old like video games and stuff, like it seems normal because they're played on like a
sure,
CRT
sure, sure.
TV on like a, you know what I mean? Like a lot of those games, like I think Mario 64 is 30 FPS, but it just looks normal because of like the environment that it's in. Like watching Minecraft at 10 FPS, I feel like would be unbearable. But I've never tried it because I've never had the reason to try it. You know?
Right. But yeah, I think that my point I was trying to get at was, you know, if he does some really sick parkour, there's a chance that we could see it, that we can see the individual jump, which is nice. And the other thing that's nice is that we're not like actually getting behind. It's consistently on pace. So
That is true.
these two are together. I'm trying to be optimistic here, okay? I'm trying to be
Yeah.
optimistic, chat. Forgive me. All right.
They're
Let's see
together.
the
It is an interesting seed too because Ancoboy killed Hoglins for food. And Quist is doing that too, but Quist got straight Enderman, so he can Pearl Hang early here. And the food play is also a little weird because they have a notch, so you actually have a lot more food than you think, but also not a lot at the same time. Notch is really weird because it's like by far and away the best food source in the game, but like in terms of the actual hunger bars that it gives you, it's not that many. Like it will get you from 1 heart to 20 hearts, right? Or like 16 hearts,
yeah.
whatever it is. But if you can't sprint and then you eat the notch, you're not getting back up to full hunger. I'm pretty sure it's only 3 hunger bars. The same as I think it's only three. Maybe it's no, it's like two. I think it's two. Yeah, it's just 2 hunger bars. Same as a regular gapple. Yeah, you get yeah. So it's like it's not a good like literally if you're just considering the food part of the food source, it is not a good food source. But if you're considering everything else, it is the best food source by far. So it's a very weird situation. Like this play from Ancoboy, he lost his gold block and was using a chest to re-aggro the pigs. Very smart. Um, this one pig is being a bit silly, but I think it's because some of the gold missed. And Quist looks like he had to deal with some zombie pigs, so potentially annoying there. But very similar pace from both runners, and the fort is like on the bastion. So whoever leaves the bastion first is getting into the fortress first. There's
Yep.
no possible way that Quist can get lost finding the fort in this nether. Something that he's made mistakes on in a lot of seeds today and yesterday. Um, I'd say I think it's definitely his most common mistake is traveling the wrong way, pyrating the wrong way, thinking he saw the fort but he didn't. On this seed, basically not possible for that to happen. It is a 1 pearl fort, so he will be hopefully. I mean, nothing is guaranteed, but it's literally touching the bastion here for Ancoboy. So definitely think he will not get lost. Getting there.
Hopefully not. Feinberg, not Feinberg. Whoops, wrong name. Anchorboy going back into the bridge here.
Oh, falling a little bit, but not a big deal. Has that Hoglin food, and so does Quist, I think. But again, hard to tell. Yeah, Quist has six pork chops, 1 mutton, a regular gappo, and a notch. Interesting. Definitely a unique set of foods and more than enough for the run 100% of the time. But we will see. I mean, it's pretty close this seed. I mean, Quist just didn't make that like one incredibly bad decision that loses him a minute and a half, 2 minutes, and it's just pretty even, right?
Yep.
Like they're going pretty neck to neck on all the micro stuff, and there's no big macro mistakes from Quist, and so both runners are still very much in it at this point. Do like Angelboy's inventory. He has 2 different gold ingot stacks and a single gold block as well. So he can consolidate 2 inventory slots. That's all I look at when I do inventory stuff, because every seed that I play is a desert temple. So is all I look at with the blocks as well. It's very awkward sometimes. You have cut sandstone, you have regular sandstone, you have the creeper face chiseled sandstone, you have sand, you have potentially like granite, diorite, andesite from the bottom of the temple. Just so much going on in your inventory. I mean, you need the inventory space for zero cycle beds or even just like picking up blaze rods from the spawner, and then it just can get overwhelming.
Yep, absolutely.
Wonder who is ahead here. Quist actually has more rods than Ancoboy. I think it's even now. Maybe Ancoboy has one more, but for a second there on the inventory viewer, Quist had 2 rods and Ancoboy only had 1. So, honestly, very close match at this point. Again, just Quist making no major mistake to cause him to lose pace, and he's just right here with it.
Funny to note that Ancoboy here had already beat Minecraft on that 1 seed against Silver, and now he's just blinding for the first time.
Yes, we were already looking at the splits and in awe as to how lined up they all were. That is true. And Chad is right. It is currently anyone's game. They are both measuring eyes at the exact same time. And as we've seen in ranked, it's not only not over till the dragon's dead, it's not over until you get into the end fountain. You can kill the dragon and die in the process and still lose the seed. So anything can happen.
I don't know. I don't know if I agree, Feinberg. I think this is Ancoboy's game. I don't specifically not anybody.
So close though.
I didn't say it. I didn't say it. I didn't say it.
And Nerdy, what do you think about the usage potentially of potions, specifically fire resistance potions?
I mean, listen. It's a little bit underused sometimes, you know. You know, it's not over until the dragon's dead. Speedrun. This is not that.
There's having Spirit Tread on 1 flashbacks. Look at them, they're both in the same thing, but Quist has gold pick to get through this terrain, but they're literally following the same exact terrain in the same spots. It's hard. It's weird. We don't have like a super lined up perspective about the runners because Quist is just lagging. But look at Ancoboy finding some left terrain and Quist is still digging. So Ancoboy is going to be able to build a second portal first, it looks like, because of this terrain decision. Quist looks like he found it as well. So, dude, how far away was this second portal? It feels like these guys have both been running for like a minute. Feels like it was so far away. Ancoboy building it. I mean, Quist is going to be building right here as well, within seconds of each other. And this is what happens when Quist makes no major mistakes in the run. I mean, within literally 2-3 seconds of each other. And I think actually Quist might be winning. I'm trying to see where his timer is. 10:22, Ancoboy 10:29. Yeah, Quist is actually ahead, guys, by 4 or 5 seconds, and it actually matters here. It might not matter now because Ancoboy finds the portal room first, but Quist was actually ahead entering the stronghold, which is not apparent due to the unfortunate lag in the stream quality. But if Ancoboy zeros was able to hit the nav better, a notch for zeros so you can whip as many pearls as you want because you have 18 hearts. So
Yeah.
go crazy with the speed. Yeah, look at that. Throwing 4 pearls, throwing 1 to get closer as well. Very smart. Back short with a weird overhang. Definitely going to be able to get to 91, but not 95. Gonna go to 91. Get the
If you
bed
mess
down.
up the zero, I'll say it. If you mess up the zero, I'll say it. I'll say it.
It flew at 91.
It's anyone's
And look
game.
at it's anyone's game.
I said I would say it. I said I would say it. There you guys go. Is that what you guys wanted from me?
Your mic peaked so crazy. It was so funny.
That's ideal. That's what I want.
But yeah, they're both half going. I don't know where Quist is going. Wait, where's Quist going? Oh, he's building up the tower to half bow? Wait, does he not have wood? Oh, I'm so confused. I'm so confused. Dirty, I'm very confused. He's breaking all the crystals. But I couldn't tell what's happening because we don't get stream quality, so I don't know the micro. But he's breaking every crystal, which means he doesn't have a ton of explosives for some reason. And Ancoboy gets a perch.
It's like Ancoboy does get the perch.
Is it a 2 for 3 success rate on one cycles today? It
There
is.
we go. Fantastic stuff. And Ancoboy does take the win. So maybe my anyone's game was suboptimal. Maybe that was a poor usage.
Well, it was close. I just didn't know. I mean, it looks like in Quist's inventory, he has one bed only, which is just weird because I guess maybe he just didn't wait for the bridge trades as much.
Yeah.
I really don't know because that's the only difference, right? Is how many of the 16 gold blocks you trade out. And if Ancoboy didn't mess up the one cycle in the first seed, it would be 3-0 and it would be over. So I don't know. What do you think, Nerdy? What do these splits say for us? Again, I mean, literally an insanely close game. Quist actually in the lead for the first time the entire series, in the lead in an end game level split. But unfortunately,
I mean,
couldn't hit the
nav,
and didn't have the explosives.
Yeah, just two kind of big mistakes there. I mean, it's hard to say exactly, because I didn't catch the exact number of explosives, but I did see the stronghold nav, and Ancoboy's was just a little bit cleaner, 15 seconds cleaner to be specific. And I mean, at the end of the day, you know, Ancoboy did go for the 0, and unfortunately, it flew, but still, you know, kept us cool and made it work. So overall, I'd say very well played to both runners to have a game this close. You almost always implies that, but Ancoboy does take the win, and honestly, I think he looked good. And once again, I'd like to point out that this is coming after like multiple frustrating losses. So the fact that he's shown consistency 2 times in a row now, to me shows that Ancoboy has what it takes to win this third place match.
Yes, I mean, he's in the driver's seat, has to win 1 seed out of 2, would have to lose 2 in a row to lose to Quist. And with that, we have our analysis segment ready. Let's see what Fulham can do with 1.5 streams. We're going to send it over to him to break down this match so far for us.
Okay, chat, you guys are going to have to bear with me just a tiny bit here. There wasn't the most amount of information that I could use for this analysis, but we're going to go through some parts. Specifically, we're mostly going to be focusing on Ancoboy's stream. I don't think you guys could possibly guess why that would be. Anyway, let's go through. In this first seed, we actually noticed that Ancoboy does have a zombified piglin right at the top of his treasure route right here. But he really uses the gold well to actually be able to get most of the piglins still to come up to the top. You can notice that last one just fall in as soon as he breaks this final block. And somehow he was actually still able to deal with the zombie piglin with being there, but it could have really started to mess him up. However, most of the piglins did still follow him up and did still get into the hole, which was pretty beneficial. It was looking like a pretty close call for that one. However, Ancoboy was definitely in the lead at this part, and we can see that he carried over that lead all the way into the stronghold. If I crank this to maximum volume, then you're going to be able to hear exactly what Ancoboy can hear. So he comes through this door after checking his PIDAR and going and listening and trying to find this portal room. This is what he hears. Listen. You can hear that the silverfish hisses are in the bottom right corner down here, and he hears them, and he knows straight away that these are below him. And you can, as soon as he hears it, he digs straight down. And gets straight into the portal room. Absolutely perfect nav. You know, no need to go and try and find the correct direction. Hears it, uses that to his advantage, and it enters the end far, far in advance of Quist. And we think that this is Seed 1 over and done. Until we get to this tower, which is too tall. Too tall for Ancoboy, and Ancoboy decides to leave it and go instead for the 1 cycle. And this is what happens next. Comes in for the perch. Good first bed. Great second bed. Notice. The third bed's fine. What was that? I don't think I'm ever going to be able to time it perfectly. Oh my gosh, yes I am. I am potentially the GOAT. This Enderman right here, this little fella, this little guy, got damaged by fire outside of the portal. And as it did with Danny Boy in the round of 16, it has decided to teleport inside the fountain. Not only inside the fountain, but once again, we see this hitbox that I'm outlining right here. This is overlapping with the bed. This is overlapping with his crosshair trying to touch the corner of this bed, meaning that Ancoboy has to delay when he clicks the bed. And look, here again, he's now been moved, so his crosshair is no longer actually clicking the bed, it's actually clicking the entity of the on-fire Enderman. It's just a really, really unlucky turn of events. And now, just a second after it teleports away, notice that his crosshair is below the bed. The center of his crosshair is actually a tiny bit lower than this bed explosion, meaning that when he clicks, and he does click, it doesn't explode. Notice, this is when he wants to click, and then the bed breaks. So it's not even what was those words? It's not even for the fact that he doesn't click. It's the fact that the Enderman pushes his crosshair away from the bed, meaning that he's unable to detonate the bed in time. And then, of course, we had this circumstance, which could definitely be seen as a skill issue. Because at this point in time, the dragon is still very low on health. You can notice that up here. This is maybe 35% was what I was going for. 35-40% health here. Roughly 30-ish% health. And enough axe crits and a bed could definitely deal that damage. However, the incorrect number of axe hits were indeed used. So we see 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 fully charged axe crits will mean that the dragon flies away. The best thing that he would want to do here is do 5.5. I believe that 5.5 is the best thing to do. I spoke to, I can't remember who was saying this yesterday. Xylonox was actually saying it to Silver in call about ranked, that you can actually half charge an axe hit if you have no explosive left, so that you can actually get 6.5 axe hits off before the dragon flies away. However, in this situation, none of that was necessary, because he does indeed have anchors down here with glowstone and a bed on the hotbar. So simply all he had to do was do 5 axe hits rather than the full 6, and then use an explosive. Sadly, that didn't happen, and Chris was able to take seed number 1. And I'm going to be deadly serious with you, chat. Seed number 2 was just so regular and mundane that I got no clips to analyze. The only clips that I would have wanted to analyze were kW1st when he spent 2 minutes looking for the fortress. But I think there was probably a cumulative 9 frames across those 2 minutes, so we weren't able to analyze those. Sorry. So we're going to move straight on to after Ancoboy takes seed number 2, getting straight into seed number 3. And this was at the point where it was still anyone's game. And I'm quoting that verbatim from Mr. Nerdy himself. Fills in the end portal. A little bit of a peculiar overhang here. Goes for a pearl. A little bit of a low pearl here. But because of the notch apple, he's able to use an extra pearl here and go for the back dragon setup. I believe he goes to 91, if I remember rightly. I can't fully remember. And, yep, comes up here, builds the setup, gets the first bed off, and then it flies away. No crystal broke, but he is able to pearl down and get this sorted. This is the one clip I have from kW1st, chat. This one coming up right here. Okay, and I know it's grainy, but the main and most important bit that I want you to focus on is the inventory from kW1st, okay? So we don't actually have to watch any of the frames. We can just look at this single still. Notice, we have over 1 stack. That's not over a stack, I can't count. We have nearly 1 stack of gold in his inventory. And only one bed remaining. Only one bed. 2 wool. A hell of a lot of crying obsidian. But as far as I can see, no glowstone. This is what the big difference was. There was no full trade of this gold, meaning that Chris has been left with far too few explosives for this end fight. Of course, has the crossbow, has all of the other stuff, but none of that's going to be useful in about 5 seconds time. Has 17 arrows, so can full bow, but I'm not going to show you any more frames of this. But a full bow would not have enough time to finish this off. Instead, I don't have the clip for the final 1 cycle, but Ancoboy was able to finish out that 1 cycle, meaning that it is 2-1 to Ancoboy. This match, if Ancoboy wins it, will make Ancoboy $500 richer. Can he finish this off? It's all down to Ancoboy. He's probably played the better of these two, but made that mistake in seed number 1 with, well, slightly unlucky with the Enderman, but slightly mistake with the 6 hits of the axe. But the last 2 seeds have been played very cleanly by Ancoboy, back to his roots, back to his regular, normal play style. Can he see that out? Can he finish this off 3 games to 1? The people for that job to take you through the next seed are going to be Feinberg and Nerdy, so I'm going to put it back to them in the commentary booth.
Welcome back. We're both unmuted. Very pog. And yeah, I think Ancoboy will take it 3-1 as a good breakdown, as much as we could see from, like I said, 1.5 streams. But I think we can throw it right into our seed selection, as Quist gets to choose from any of the 5 seed types to play. Seed 4. See what he chooses. Desert Temple. Wow. I mean, he kept it very close on the Desert Temple seed, entering the end and the stronghold. I mean, within 5 to 10 seconds of Ancoboy. It was a seed that he lost on. So maybe an interesting pick. Not picking the Shipwreck ban or the BT, but it feels like if you ban Buried Treasure, you're almost maybe happy that the other person banned Shipwreck, right? Like, you know, ocean seeds in general.
Right.
Sometimes
Yeah, I mean,
RNG with magma ravines and stuff like that. Yeah.
I think it makes sense. Ancoboy looked probably. I think that was Ancoboy's worst game, if I recall, on in the first match, or against Silver. Sorry, and so since it was his worst seed, you just use that. I don't know. I mean, maybe he's an AA enjoyer. You know, you never know.
Yeah, I mean, again, and it was just a close match, and I think if Quist just maybe trades out more of the gold, keeps track of his explosive count a little more, not sure. But
Yeah.
I'm ready to get into the seed 4. Will Ancoboy 3-1? Will Quist send us to a seed 5? I don't know. I want to give this one to Ancoboy, but Quist played the last seed very well. So, I mean, it really could go either way, I think. Oh my god, is Quist stream not stuttering? This is beautiful.
My God.
This is the power of the internet.
Fantastic. Let's
Maybe
go.
it'll-
This is the
maybe
real
it'll-
victory today.
Maybe it'll be a game 5 then. More internet, more speed. We've
True.
upgraded to an MP4 from a PNG. Very pog.
Let's go.
1 notch apple again. Very exciting. Nothing else crazy though. But the lava pool, I think, hard to see. Definitely visible in the desert though, I think. Enough iron and everything. It's just going to be, where do you get your flint? And do you get more food with a notch? I think you still should. It's still very tight. I mean, you have the rotten flesh to sort of get you like the hunger points. And then you have the notch to get you the healing. So they actually work surprisingly well together. But I still would prefer to have extra food. It's a shame that rabbits are so hard to kill and so bad and also so buggy. It's a shame that they just suck.
Whoa.
In Minecraft specifically,
Whoa.
All I'm saying is you can kill a rabbit with a fire aspect sword and it will drop a raw rabbit. Tell me how that makes sense. Like, I don't get it. So, I have big complaints.
Wait, what is it?
They will
It's lowercase. Shoot. Sorry. I was just saying
Yeah,
that
well, that's
this guy's ignoring you. That's all I gotta say. That's what I was trying
it
to.
can
That's what I was
also
trying to
drop
point out.
0 if you're holding carrots or dandelions and you breed the rabbits. They will just run away from you after they finish breeding, even though you're still holding the carrots. They also regularly like to jump off cliffs and just kill themselves because their pathing sucks. So I think I just think that they're not implemented well in Minecraft, but they're great in real life. No
Uh-huh.
complaints with IRL bunnies,
Okay.
but gaming bunnies, not the best implementation, and Quist failed the speed bridge. So he is down 2.5 minutes, and we got to unfortunately see that in full quality.
Unfortunate.
Lucky.
And we may have in our little 2-minute viewing of this seed, including discussion of rabbits and whatnot, have already concluded this game, unless something bad happens to Ancoboy, which is very
Yeah.
possible. We've seen Ancoboy mess up a lot in various ways. You know, he's obviously a very good runner, but no runner is perfect. So, despite this 2-minute advantage that he has right here,
Ooh,
like things like that, you know, adding up, it's possible
it's like
um,
weird lava
that it can go either
stables,
way.
but not down to the gaps. So very chill, and actually tanking the absorption hearts with the piglin damage. So very chill. Yes, the finals will be today, right after the third place match. Loki versus Silver. The match that you've all been waiting for. I can't do a good, like, I was in the zone for the, like, hype commentator voice. That's okay.
It's okay, Feinberg. It's okay. We all forgive you. It's okay.
Thanks, Nene. Glad you speak for everybody in the stream.
Yeah, anytime. We have 45
But
gold here for Ancoboy. He's gonna go get these remaining backup blocks and hopefully get the rest.
true.
At the end of the day, you know, I think Quist is probably pretty tilted at this point. You've lost 2 and you're dead, and
Yeah.
it's gonna be very hard. This is just a very losable situation
Yeah,
for
situations
Quist.
like this are super weird because you can be, like, behind in other multiplayer games, um, and still, like, do, like, sort of a Hail Mary play or try to mess with your opponent in some way to get some time back. But in ranked, you can't interact with your opponent at all. So if you're
Right.
behind and you lose 2.5 minutes, the game is sometimes already over, even if you play perfectly up to that point.
Yep.
There's nothing you can do. So it's just so hard on the mental sometimes that there's a, like, what am I trying to say? Oh my god. Quist's fate is, like, not in his hands anymore, potentially.
Yep.
Like, he had his chance, made the mistake, and could just be over. I mean, Quist is going to hope it's not over. Ancoboy will. Potentially a $500 match for Ancoboy to win. Not as appealing as the 1,500 potentially from getting second, or the 3,000 from getting first. But still more than 0, better than fourth place. So big seed from Ancoboy. Still has to focus, even though Quist died. And he doesn't know that Quist died. I think Quist got to the Bastion later, so he can probably assume that, but Quist caught up on seed 1 when Anchorboy messed up the 1 cycle, so it is not over until the credits roll, Nerdy, in
Hey,
the ranked playoffs. Even though the
you're
credits
right.
don't really show, they like auto skip, but you know what I mean.
Yeah. The I mean, at the end of the day, we all know what you meant. Enter the M Fountain is synonymous with rolling the credits. Let's be honest.
Yes.
But in the context of speedrunning, it is.
Nice Blaze TNT from Anchorboy. Blaze TNT being better than a Blaze bet. It takes a little longer to set up, but it clears out many, many more blocks, and also gives you the blocks if you need them, which usually you just don't, because if you have TNT in the first place, you probably used it in the overworld. But it also leaves no fire that you have to put out or deal with. Blaze TNT is much better. In open spawners like this, it doesn't matter too much because the blaze bed covers a lot anyways, but in closed spawners where there's a ton of netherrack around, the blaze TNT is significantly more explosive, for lack of a better word. Probably the best word I could have used there, actually. Because they are explosives, and it is also like a, yeah, you know.
I know exactly
Nice
what you mean.
new emoji in chat. Shout
Yeah,
out to
this
the
is good.
emoji makers.
Hey, listen.
Jungle blind. You probably leave these eyes and just go for 7 rods. Can't imagine you to go and try to pick these up. No water bucket as well to MLG. Can't really pearl hang to pick them up either because you would again need that water bucket to MLG. So just probably going to leave them, especially when you have this many pearls, and just get another rod, and that's what Ancoboy's going to do. But kW1st has 3 rods. He's actually caught up a decent amount, but I think he has
Doing
no
a great
pearls
job.
still. I think only 16 pearls. Yeah, only 16 pearls. Ancoboy is 29. He left the Bastion a lot faster to try to save some pace, and kind of working.
Mm-hmm.
But it might be too little too late. I honestly did not expect him to catch up this hard. But maybe he gets motivated when behind to, you know, pick up the pace, play a little more aggressive, and when it works, it works. But he's definitely not 2 minutes behind like the death would suggest.
Here we go. Also on the same tree.
Yeah, it just makes sense. Gets to boat eye, but again, weird to pick up the eye, but he has 7 rods, so he doesn't have to.
Yep.
He's actually only like, I feel like 15 seconds behind, maybe. Like Ancoboy's starting to go to chords, but kW1st can go back and also start going to chords. I have no idea how he made up all this time. The only difference here is Ancoboy has more pearls. kW1st has 3 sparrow pearls right now if it's a 0 eye. So he's going to try to not throw these to potentially 0. But am I just... Ooh, and look at that. Lava Fall is going to have to burn 1 pearl, so... Burn 2 pearls. I mean, you can only burn 1 more, and then... You're playing for a 0 eye. Are they going to the same stronghold? They are. But Ancoboy is in the ceiling, and kW1st is in the lava. He's actually... kW1st is going to Ice Spy first?
What?
I don't know how he made this. I don't know how he made it at the time.
I don't know. I guess he just had found better terrain, made better decisions. I don't
Genuinely,
know.
yeah, I genuinely have no idea. Like, it doesn't make sense to me. I missed something in the Bastion, how he just made up a ton of time. And even in the fort, like, they both blaze bed at the same spawner. I have no idea how he made up all this time. Actually, I don't know. But it's there. And again, if it's not zeroable, it's weird. How many eyes? 3. So it is. And I think he has the explosives. Gonna need to heal a little bit off this rotten flesh, though. And it was a pretty tough preemptive. kW1st actually re-preemptive in that staircase to get a better look at things. So, I mean, this could be one of the craziest comeback wins we've seen just from raw gameplay skill alone. I just saw him look at an Enderman, but he's going to go for this 1 and 8. I mean, I think he's got to hit it.
Yeah.
But the ball's in his court. Going to go to 92. A couple more blocks. 91 is fine. 3, 2, 1, up. Just the explosive count potentially. You have the health. And it's just a weird height with the dragon. Gotta keep the height, gotta keep the damage. 1 and 8 is weird, but he's got 2 anchors and another bed. Wow.
Great
Surely
stuff.
this doesn't break. Doesn't get hit, backs up, nice play, and we're going to a game 5. I'm like,
I mean,
I'm
just
shocked.
him. I don't know what to say.
I genuinely don't know. I have no... What is he doing? Oh my god.
Oh my god. He's just...
Why did he...
It's just so unnecessary.
Why did he like weirdly MLG like that? Just leave the water or something. I mean, he got down, it works. I don't know how he caught up. I actually don't know. Like, I wasn't even watching because it just like a minute and a half. I don't know. I have no idea. Did he play a triple? And Ancoboy played a gap is the only thing I can think of, like, or his gap was just so much better. I have no idea. I genuinely don't know how he caught up so much time. Finding Stronghold split there is a little disingenuous because Ancoboy blinded on a lot less rods. I don't know. That's crazy. I have no idea how he won that seed.
Insane mental from Quist. I saw Quist for a second, like kind of like standing still after he died, but then just to be able to come back like that is so hard. You've been playing all day, stressful situation, and Anko didn't like completely throw necessarily. Like it wasn't like Anko was going super slow, but it didn't matter. Quist took advantage of every little tiny way that he could and made it work.
Yeah, I don't know. Like I just played the seed better. Like just died. Like you said, it looked like it dying there in ranked is like 100% forfeit. Like that, like just a weird speed bridge. I think like 95% of runners just forfeit, messing up that speed bridge. Like just whatever. Like get on the next game. Weird mistake. Like because it's just a raw 2-minute time loss to mess up that speed bridge, and he just kept playing, and every single split just clawed back time, and he won. Crazy 1-8-0, and Ancoboy was hitting the 0 also, which was very impressive. And the Ruin Portal pick. Look how interesting this is. Quist picks Desert Temple after Ancoboy wins it, and then he wins it, takes the seed back. Ancoboy picks Ruin Portal, and Quist won the Ruin Portal seed.
Yeah,
Now, obviously,
that's backwards, man.
yeah, obviously there's so much difference that Overworld doesn't really change like the Nether and the End, and Ancoboy lost seed 1 because of the 1 cycle. But Nerdy, imagine if the choked 1 cycle on seed 1 is the reason why Ancoboy loses this best of 5 and loses out on $500. Would
Yeah,
be
I mean
brutal.
the two losses like that he's had are seem preventable. I don't know. He had the upper hand in the last match, and then in the first match, all he needed to do is hit the 1 cycle or not throw after the Enderman messed up his 1 cycle. So yeah, I mean it's at the end of the day, it's going to be a good match. I think both players have proven themselves to be very skilled, and um, and I'm excited to see what the result is. But I
Let's
mean,
go.
either way, like I said, either way, both players playing very well today. And specifically, what I mean is, being able to play for this long under this high pressure is seriously challenging, and it's taxing. So
Yeah.
I'm like very impressed by the way that the runners are holding it together and giving us something exciting to watch this late.
Yes. Very long day for both runners, and I mean, we wouldn't even have any content without the high quality Minecraft. It all starts there. So being able to keep the mental up, continue to provide, like, I mean, Quist's comeback on that seed was probably the best comeback of the entire tournament. Considering the stakes,
Yeah.
considering the mental, considering everything. I mean, and he just he clawed it all back. It was incredibly impressive, and he has the potential to win $500. This is a just raw $500 ranked seed, the most important ranked seed that either of these players will have ever played. Hopefully, I mean, we see them in the
True.
finals maybe or something next season. Maybe it won't be the most important seed that they will ever play,
Yeah.
but as of now, this is the highest stake.
Well, though
Yeah.
arguably, and to play devil's advocate here, I don't mean to be bursting your bubble, but you could say that the semifinal match was a $1,500 ranked match.
Yes, that is true,
You know,
but that neither
but
of the
this is
semis matches went to a game 5. It wasn't like all on one seed, you
true,
know.
true, true,
But
true. I see what you're
you're
saying.
right. There was more on the line in the semis, so it was potentially higher stakes. Up to the reader's interpretation, I would say. For
Okay,
that one.
you know what? Now that I'm thinking about it, I think that's a fair point. That's a fair point.
Another bridge bastion here. And Anko slightly in the lead. I mean, he just crushes these Ruin Portal seed overworlds. Like,
Yep.
has the mechanics for them and just the speed for them. I don't know what it is, but all these Ruin Portal overworlds he has just been crushing. And Quist entering the bridge a little wacky, but surely he can find a way to claw back this maybe 20, 25-second time loss. Both runners have exactly 7 stake, probably killed the same exact amount of cows. That would only make sense. So the Hoglin can be spared on the bridge. They will have enough food. As a nice right side triple for this bridge route to commence. Lots of picks for Ancoboy. Hopefully lots of picks for Quist. And it looks like a 10 chunk spawner. Very close. We'll see. Don't get the distance though for Ancoboy. Didn't do the correct pyrade there on the bridge. Not a huge deal though. 8 chunks for, or no, Quist didn't do the right. I was looking at the wrong screen. I was looking at one screen and talking about the other one. 8 chunk spawner from this triple, so we'll be very close. Hopefully Quist will not get lost. Ancoboy will not get lost. Maybe even visible there on the right. I could have seen it on Ancoboy's screen, but never know with the nether fog and the bitrate and all that. We'll see. Potential to be a very fast seed as well. Only 3.5 minutes in, and these trades are going to wrap up very soon. Lots of obby for both players. One string. One string for Ancoboy. 12. There we go. One bed. One bed, one anchor. Another low explosive situation. Imagine a perch race, Nerdy, for your game 5. A $500 perch.
I mean, hey, that would be exciting. Would it be fair? I don't know. Would it be exciting? Definitely. I would be watching. You know, I couldn't. My eyes couldn't leave the screen.
It's weird. I don't know how Ancoboy has 12 string and Quist has 17. Maybe Ancoboy didn't grab string from chest. Could end up mattering. It is like half a bed almost. So people in chat saying Ancoboy crafted 1 bed. That is true. Pre-blaze bed craft. And he's just leaving. Got a lot of string trades at the end there. So 75 string plus the bed plus 3 anchors. So definitely zeroable. And he's in the lead heading into the fort. What is Quist's situation? 5 beds. Gonna hang it, or unpearl hang as well. Finds the fort as well. But Ancoboy no spawner yet. Now he does at this 4-way. If Quist can find the spawner faster, he will make up time, and he finds a spawner much faster. I don't know if it's the same one. They're in a crimson, but it's not actually the same one because Ancoboy's at a 4-way. So we're going to have potentially some variance here in the blaze spawn rates, blaze spawn positions, all that stuff. So could be random here. But Ancoboy, having that bed crafted first, was able to blaze bed earlier, so got potentially more, faster, better spawns because of that. Doesn't look like Quist was getting spawned on, though. If you blaze bed and the blazes spawn while you're clearing out the stuff, it's very awkward because there's a lot of fire around, there's a lot of blocks still around. You generally only get 1 or 2 blazes when that happens. So wasn't ideal for Quist to blaze bed late. Don't think it mattered, though. Wonder how many rods Ancoboy has. 1. Wow, that is some horrendous terrain to blind into. He's going to pearl up so his eye doesn't go, I mean, literally mountain in all 4 directions. Like, think if he threw his eye, there was like a 0% chance that he was going to be able to measure it.
What a beautiful pearl, though, can we say? That was fantastic stuff.
Throwing both eyes, no boat eye, but he is so ahead that that small time loss might not matter, and it looks like the second eye didn't break. So, not going to matter, and he's just not going to pick him up. He's just going to go. Honestly, don't blame him too hard for that play.
And let's see if we get the same spawn here. I'm curious to see if Quist handles the terrain. Yeah.
Terrain, yeah. Hopefully they do get in the same spot, but even building it just 1 or 2 blocks off in the nether. No, he'll have a different one. It's a different spawner.
Oh, okay.
Right.
Oh, but it's similarly. This could be worse.
Not great either. And they both do the same thing, purling up. I mean, smart play from both runners. think it might actually be better for Quist though, because he can pick up this one eye kind of easier.
True.
So won't have to get another rod. Sometimes if the last rod comes from a blaze that's like already spawned in a spawn cycle, it could technically be faster than picking up this eye, but it could be a lot slower if Ancoboy needs to wait a long time for a 6th rod. And it looks like Ancoboy has 5 rods and 0 eyes, but this could be the 6th rod coming from the blaze, so he's good. Literally 4 to 5 second time loss. And Quist needs 1 more rod, so Ancoboy is in the lead, heading towards our last stronghold for both of these players. Just a couple more game splits to go until one of these players will be crowned our 3rd place Season 2 playoffs participant. 3rd place winner sounds weird. 3rd place finish? 3rd place, I don't know. It's going to say 3rd place winner, but it's more like winner. Like winner is like
I
first
think
place.
3rd place participant sounds close to right.
I don't know. Look how interesting
And
this
with
is,
the
though.
bronze medalist. That's good. Bronze medalist.
Yeah. This is very interesting, though. Ancoboy actually 2nd ring stronghold. Quist going to a different 1st ring stronghold because of different forts or different spawners at the same fort. So potentially different preemptive, potentially different nav terrain to the stronghold. Looks like Quist is doing some more digging than he would like to. And Ancoboy has some really weird back nav here, but he finds it.
Nice.
Here's some wormhole to some back nav, random 5-way, gets into the portal room, and this could be it. He's got a gold pick as well. Will he put it on the hotbar for the potential cage spawn? Doesn't look like he will, but he's prepped for 0. Otherwise, not going to matter. If this is front tower, it's almost free. 91. Going to build up to 99. You have a lot of time on this tower to get there. Oh, a little shaky, but he's got half of this rotation still. A little early on the bed, but it looks like he's fine. And this might be it. This might be game. Quist maybe missed the stronghold, but it won't matter as Ancoboy zeros to get another sub 10 completion. Crazy times from Ancoboy today. Well deserving of a 3rd place finish in the ranked playoffs, plus 500, whatever that converts to in his local currency. Unfortunately, Quist in 4th place, just out of the money. Missed the stronghold either way, it looks like. And I mean, I'm shocked that it went to a best of 5, if I'm going to be honest. Quist's comeback on that last seed was incredible.
Yeah, Quist did a really good job. Even in the last seed, you know, was a little bit behind here, like a minute-ish. But but Ancoboy left on 2, so that doesn't really count. So anyways, my point is, Quist stayed pretty on pace throughout the entire set and played really well. Forcing this game to a game 5, I think, is not easy to do against Ancoboy, who we've talked about is easily one of the tournament favorites to have won the entire event. So super well played to Quist, and a big congratulations, of course, to Ancoboy for placing 3rd. That is a serious accomplishment and will be immortalized in his ranked profile.